Well, first off, my name's Pete. Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Pete Kopec. Hi, Pete.
Hi, Pete.
This is not an AA meeting, but maybe we'll get someone through the networking group down the road that can help you out with that if you need. So really the idea behind this, what we're doing here, is this is our second one, right? So we've done a lot of different networking and things over the years. For us, we want to do something a little bit different where, thriving entrepreneurs or soon-to-be entrepreneurs can kind of get to know each other, right? And kind of build a community and support each other. It's not easy to be an entrepreneur. There's a lot of people, I believe that people who work a W-2, like 9-to-5 job, think about leaving their job like at least once a month and going out and doing their own thing and being their own boss. So the idea behind this is to kind of build a community with that idea in mind where we can kind of help each other grow and maybe set off the next thriving entrepreneur that does amazing things. That would be a great thing. So the alternative to this is we know a lot of times networking groups, sometimes you go and you're just hoping to get a referral. Maybe you don't meet that perfect connection that you're looking to meet. But this setting we have where we're going to have an expert like Dave this month kind of come in and talk about a different topic. So if you guys see me around and you're like, hey, I would love to learn more about how to grow on social media, or I'd love to, my finances are a mess. Like, can you bring somebody in to talk about how to budget and be prepared? Like, we're open to any of that. We want to kind of serve whatever, our people want or need. So we will find that person. So without further ado, Dave Facone here. I'll let him kind of introduce himself, but the way we know each other is just through networking. So Dave has a ton of experience, which he's going to share with you some of the pros and cons, or I should say do's and don'ts. And Dave, take it away, my friend.
Cool, man. Thanks, Pete.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to keep this interactive a little bit. I will ask that if you use your phone, use it to take notes in case there's something that I say that you're going to find valuable, okay? It's hard to talk to a crowd if you're looking at your phone, texting and stuff, so I want to make sure you guys get something out of this. So thanks, Pete and Ashley, for having me. What if tonight you guys can leave with some extra skills in your personal business ammo to change the way you network forever? And it's not going to cost you any money. All it might cost you is a little bit of your time, maybe changing some of your processes, maybe changing the way you say some things, maybe change your word tracks and say them a little bit differently. But with just a couple of those changes, you can go from coming to an event like this tonight where maybe you guys are getting a lot out of it. I found that most people don't get a lot out of it, and it's got to do strictly with their own personal processes. Talking to some of you tonight already, I have learned that your managers, your companies that you work for will tell you, hey, get out and network, right? I'm going to use Pete and Ashley as an example since they're the hosts. They're real estate agents. This is something that everybody can relate to. When they first started in real estate, whoever their mentor was or their coach was, I'm sure sat them down and said, this is how you cold call. This is how you door knock. When you finally find somebody who wants to list their house for sale with you, this is how you put a listing on the MLS. You access the MLS, you put the address, you schedule your open house, you call the sign company to put the sign on the lawn. Back then, maybe you put an ad in the newspaper, right? This is how you list a house for sale. Great. Now go out there and network and build your business. What? Well, what does that mean? You taught me all the skills on how to be a real estate agent, but what is networking? Well, go out and find an event like this one and go meet some people. Show of hands, who has never been to a networking event before? This is your first one. Justin, I didn't meet all you guys. Since you're in a group, can I pick on you? I'm sorry?
We met through email.
Oh, you were, oh, great. Can I pick on you?
Sure.
Can I pick on you? Great. This is your first event ever. Welcome. I will make you feel better, I hope. The hard part is over. The hard part is over, seriously. You found this event online on Eventbrite or wherever. You said, hey, I want to, I want to go to this networking event because, fill in the blank. And you registered, you got showered and dressed and drove here and got out of the car and walked into a room with a bunch of strangers, and that's the hard part. The rest from here, it gets a lot easier. So, what's your goal tonight?
Well, to learn how to network properly.
Yes.
Communication.
Okay.
Maybe some social media tips.
Okay. All right.
Not being afraid to ask questions.
I like that. Fear is big. Okay, great. Thank you. Any of your table mates want to share? I know, do you guys all have separate, different purposes for being here tonight? About the same? Same? Can I pick on you, Justin? What's your goal with coming here tonight?
I'm trying to grow my network. I spoke with you earlier. I work in New York Life, so I'm just trying to find people I can possibly refer people.
I love that you said that. Grow my network. That is the most standard response that you get when I ask that question, right? I'm here to grow my network. Okay, let's be a lot more granular than that. What's your goal after tonight? Do you have one?
Follow up with the people I met, talk to them one-on-one, see what we can possibly benefit each other for.
This is like we planned this, Justin. This is amazing. Thank you. I love what you said. I'm going to make it easier for you still. How many people are here? 5, 10, 50, 20-ish, 25 people are here? Do not get overwhelmed by making a connection with everybody. You don't have to, right? Pete and Ashley and I have known each other for years. It's automatic when we see each other. We live 2 blocks from each other. We're walking down Broad Street in Bloomfield, and sometimes we walk past each other. It's a hug and a kiss, and how you doing, and how's business, right? It's automatic because we built the relationship. The relationship takes time. Lower the bar, find one person here who you connect with the best, and your goal should be a follow-up appointment with that person ASAP. Find the person in this room out of your stack of business cards and all the people that you're going to meet tonight. Say, I vibe with that person the best. I think I have the most organic relationship or potential with this person, and I'm going to go have coffee, breakfast, lunch, happy hour, invite them to my office, bring bagels to their office, and do that ASAP. Don't let the momentum die after this tonight, guys. I see that so often. So I didn't even introduce myself. So my name's David Facone. I'm the founder of an organization called Be Sure, where I believe that small business owners and sales professionals succeed best when they have the support of like-minded individuals. That's my elevator pitch, by the way. Write those 2 words down, I believe. Next time someone asks you, what do you do for a living, Justin? Instead of saying, I sell life insurance, say, I believe that in the worst tragedy a family goes through, they should be protected forever. It's life insurance. Start with your why, finish with your what. So I believe that small business owners and professionals like you guys succeed best when you support each other. I facilitate that by running 7 networking groups in northern New Jersey right now. Am I on the screen, Pete? 7 networking locations in northern New Jersey right now. I do presentations just like this one, and people hire me for individual and team sales and networking coaching. So the first thing you need to learn when you come to an event like this is how to introduce yourself the right way, how to make yourself stand out from a crowd. Not your fault, you're a dime a dozen. Not your fault, Ashley and Pete, you're a dime a dozen. Yvette, Coldwell Banker, dime a dozen. If I walked into a room of 100 realtors, I did a presentation at an organization recently called NAREP, the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. I was in a room of 100 real estate agents. All were strangers to me. If I walked up to every one of them and say, hi, I'm Dave, you are?
Justina.
Justina, what do you do, Justina? I'm a real estate agent. I help people buy and sell houses. I'm a realtor, right? Come on. Who do I choose? Who do I choose, right? You got to be different. Why do you do what you do? Start with the why. Stole that from Simon Sinek, if you guys ever seen his TED Talk where he talks about Apple Computer. They believe in challenging the status quo. That's what Simon says. That's what Simon says about Apple Computer. They don't start with, I sell computers. They start with why they sell computers, right? So here's a fun game. How many people here are married? Oh, who do I want to pick? I want to pick on you because you're smiling. What's your name, sir?
Justin.
Oh, another Justin. Justin, I usually should pick on a female for this, but I'll try with you. Where did you and your wife go on your first date? Sometimes the guys forget.
No, the Meadowlands Fair.
The Meadowlands Fair. On your second date, did you get married? No. Anybody here who's married get married on their second date? Ridiculous, right? Why do we meet people at a networking group and say, hey, I'm Dave, you are?
Pete.
Oh, hey, Pete. You want to join my networking group?
Right.
Right? You want to buy a house? Can I help you buy a house? Do you know anyone that wants to buy or sell a house? Guys, you're going from the first date to the altar, and you're missing all the courtship, right? You're missing it all. Dale Carnegie said that every interaction you have with a person leaves them feeling either better or worse about you. Think about that. You know the easiest way to think about that? Think of someone you don't like. When you're around them, how do you feel? You hate it. Everyone has that uncle, that cousin, that aunt, that friend from grammar school that when you're around them, they give you the ick. But you have to be around them sometimes. Every time you're around them, you feel worse. You don't want to be around them. Now on the flip side, think about how we're all meeting each other tonight. The goal is to have that follow-up appointment where after having that vibe connection tonight, that next appointment lets you feel a little bit better. You're taking that step towards the altar. The altar is trusting each other enough to do business together. There's 6 ways you can help somebody do business from networking. Excuse me, I'm not going to poll you, I'm just going to give it to you so I don't talk too long. The first one is easy. You pass a referral to somebody, right? Doug here in the corner, raise your hand, Doug. Doug is one of my members in my Bloomfield group. Daisha right here is a member in my Montclair group. We help each other by passing referrals. Doug owns a bookkeeping company. I know someone who has a business and needs bookkeeping. I pass a referral to Doug. He treats them as if they are his best customer ever because they might be mine. So you have to be responsive. You have to call right away. You have to follow up on that lead. And if you hit a roadblock within the first day, you got to tell this man because this could be his best client. Don't just take it for granted. Don't neglect it. Treat it with white glove treatment because guess what? It could make your business too. That's the first way you can help someone. That's easy. The second way, make an introduction to somebody. Pete introduced me by saying, hey guys, or before he introduced me, what are you guys looking for that we can add value when Ashley and I host this event in coming months? Do you need a social media marketing person? I got it. Do you need a finance person? I got it. Who does this guy need that I can support him? And I know he's going to support me right back. So if you don't have a referral for each other, who do you know that you can make an introduction and facilitate a relationship that can create mutual benefit? Number 3, go to an event like this. If you're scared, you've never done it, Justin, congratulations. You guys over here, congratulations. You got over the fear of being here and you're here. But if you're too scared to come alone, find someone who can come with you, who maybe is equally as scared or can get an equal benefit. That's the third way you can help somebody. So after tonight, you meet somebody here and you had on your calendar to go to another event next week, bring them along, invite them to come, right? The fourth way you can help each other, co-host an event. Ashley and Pete happen to be married, they co-host together, they work together. That makes a lot of sense. But, Doug and I will probably host an event in the future sometime. Pete and Ashley and I will probably host an event together in the future sometime. You want us to do it? Fine. Take a note, follow up with Dave tomorrow. Don't be overwhelmed by, oh shoot, I don't know how to run a networking event. It doesn't have to be a networking event. Think client appreciation. If any of you have clients that you really care about or you're trying to take those relationships to the next level, co-host a client appreciation event where you invite your 5 most recent clients, each of you, and now you can help each other. 2 more. 5th way, Google reviews. I think this is really overlooked, honestly. I don't need to buy a house through Pete and Ashley to review them on Google. We do business together all the time. I know how they do business, right? I could refer them 10 people who go buy houses with them, and then I have the right to go on Google and say, hey, I've been doing business with Pete and Ashley for years. I've sent tons of referrals to them, and they're always handled perfectly. If you or anyone you know need to buy a house, they're your guy and gal. You don't have to be their customer. Support them. The last one, number 6, to me, is the easiest, least costly, and biggest impact. Who here is not on any social media? Right, I thought so. So, what's the goal of tonight? Who remembers? Follow up, make follow-up appointment, okay? The one thing I forgot to mention, I'll digress real quick and then I'll put a bow on it. At my business, I believe structure and discipline leads to success. That's my mantra. Structure, you need to have a process for everything in your business, including networking. I started with the process of you walk into a room like this, you learn how to give your elevator pitch or introduction, starting with I believe. You make a connection. Go ahead, come on. No, you're good. You make a connection with someone and you plan your follow-up appointment with them so you can see them again. After that follow-up appointment, your process should be to go on social media, tag that person, and say, I just had a coffee meeting with Pete Kopec from the Kopec Team at Keller Williams. He's awesome. Him and his wife are an awesome real estate team. If anyone needs a house or a real estate agent, I would highly recommend them, right? If you're on Facebook or LinkedIn, this works the best. I'm a Facebook guy, guys. I know I'm living in the Stone Age. For networking, there's no better platform than Facebook because you can start a dialogue and you can ask a question. You know, this time of year, it's spring buying season for these guys. They can go on Facebook and say, who's tired of paying this crazy rent in New Jersey and has thought about buying their own house? You're going to get engagement. You're going to start a dialogue that you can't get on Instagram, right? So you have that appointment follow-up after today. And then after the appointment, you post on Facebook or LinkedIn, you tag that person you just had the appointment with, and guess what? They're gonna get back to their desk and their computer, and when they log in, they're gonna see you did it, and that's gonna make them feel great. And then they're gonna wanna do business with you. It costs you nothing but time. How much time? 10 seconds, right? That's structure and discipline, guys. Structure, figure out the process that works for you and your business. Discipline, repeat it every single time without fail, right? I'll tell a quick story, then I'll wrap it up. I learned sales in the car business. True story, my wife came in to buy, well, she wasn't my wife at the time. A customer, second date she was my wife. Customer came in to buy a car. She told me I was the only salesperson that didn't make her cry. So I married her. This was actually a networking story. I got you. I used to work at a Honda store, and after I left and started selling Infinities, my wife had a leased Honda from my old dealership. Another salesman happened to be named Dave, was her salesman. Dave called her all the time. Hey, Lauren, I want to wish you a happy birthday. It's the anniversary of your car. I just want to wish you a happy anniversary. Your lease is coming up in a few months. Are you ready for your next Honda? She said, Dave, I love you. You were great, but I want an Infinity next time. He could have just hung up the phone and said, you know, I'm sorry to hear that. I thought I was going to do business with you again. If you know anyone that needs anybody that needs a Honda in the future, please send them my way. He didn't do that. He went one step further and said, if I'm not going to do business with you, I want to refer you to my buddy Dave Facone at Infinity. He's going to take great care of you. That's a networking story. He didn't have to do that. And that really happened. So I'm going to end with one thing that I get a lot of my information from TikTok, guys. If you're on TikTok, you don't have to watch all dumb dances and stuff. Your algorithm could actually be learning a lot about business. I read this quote recently: consistently reliable versus occasionally exceptional. That means show up. Be consistently reliable. Be present all the time. Be there when your network needs you. Be there to support the people that need you. So, like I'm supporting these guys. If you or anyone you know is interested in talking about joining a networking group to grow your business, or hiring me to dig in more about how I can help you and your business individually, be it with more networking training or sales training, I would love to help you. My name's David Facone from Be Sure. Thank you. Oh, questions?
Yeah, so we're going to open this up now. If anybody has any questions or anything, kind of a Q&A for Dave, now, we can spend a few minutes here. If not, then, we can go back. Anybody have anything?
Don't be shy. Come on, we're all friends. Anything?
I have one. I'll pick one. Maybe I'm selfish.
Hit me.
What's one thing that you see is probably like the most common mistake?
Oh my God, I love that you asked this. This isn't necessarily, well, this is networking. Across the board, guys, everyone fails at working their book of business. Everybody, right? What do I mean by that? We work so hard to build the new relationships, capture the new clients, and get them to the point where they pay us for our service. And once we've captured them, we neglect the hell out of them. The hardest sale is the first one. You shouldn't be putting your energy into finding the next stranger you've never met before if you're not putting any energy into the people that know you already. And work, and again, structure and discipline, you need to think about, on the front end, what is my process for meeting a prospect? Pete and Ashley send me someone and said, hey Dave, this person's a friend of ours, they think they want to join your networking group. Great. My process is, I schedule a call ASAP, I tell them all about my business, and I get their butt in a seat at a meeting, because when they see our energy, they want to come back. That's my process. I close them. Now they're in my book. Now what do? Once I have a relationship, it's, hey, can you leave me a Google review now that you're happy with the Be Sure network? Who else do you know that might benefit from this, right? If you guys aren't doing that, you're leaving money on the table. You got to have a process, front end to capture and back end to capture more, repeat and referral.